So Timileyin Ajayi has officially been arraigned in court and has been charged with culpable homicide.
We have filed a one-count charge of culpable homicide, punishable with death, against the defendant, Mr. Ajayi. Now we await for assignment because it's only the chief judge that can assign the charge to a trial court. So when the charge is assigned, a date for arraignment will be communicated to you.
Now, I don't exactly know what that means. I was going to guess they would charge him with first-degree murder. Then I remember a lot of his claim is that he killed the girl in the heat of the moment after finding her chatting with another guy. So with that story in mind, I guess the safe bet is to charge him with culpable homicide and not first-degree murder, because with first-degree murder, the prosecution have to prove that he had time to plan her death. And I think that would be difficult to prove. However, the culpable homicide is something that I feel is like, regardless of whatever argument he wants to come up with, because we know his lawyers are going to pull up. We don't know what he has up his sleeves. We don't know his people. We've not heard from his own family side. We don't know who is backing him up yet. So far, we've only been hearing from the victim's family and the victim's side. But the culpable homicide is kind of like a way that I feel like, regardless of whatever he wants to come up with, whether he was drunk, high, under the influence, whether he was mad, the charges is to prove that whatever you did or did not do caused her death. And once they can prove that, which I think would be easy, he's done. He's cooked. Life imprisonment or even death sentence. On this note, I want to send a special message to the family of Salomi Adaidu. Come close and take this from me. The road to finding justice for your daughter has only just begun. Cases like this would take months, if not years, depending on his own plan. We don't know, we are yet to know his people. We get that he's broke, but we don't know who his father is. We don't know who his mother is. We don't know if for real, there are people who sent him. Because that's the thing with cases like this. They just come up and surprise us. The next thing you know, they will tell us he's mad. The next thing you know, they will tell us he was insane. The next thing you know, they will tell you he's not fit to be on trial. Right now, it's looking good, because the media attention is in favor of the family. So it's looking like we're on track. But to the family of Salomi Adaidu, don't rest. In fact, my advice for you is don't get carried away by the press and the media coverage, because people will forget. The media outlets will move on. Something new and something bigger would happen, and nobody would think about this case as much as we are thinking and talking about it now. You can sit down and let the law run its course and allow God to take the wheel on this case. But I would not advise that. Now that this case is still relevant, raise money for legal fees. I hear she has been buried already, so right now you guys should raise money for legal fees. Raise money, enough money for legal battle, because I have a gut feeling that there's something up this boy's sleeve. His defense is on its way. Forget all this interview and all this admission that he has admitted. Forget the story will change. We've seen this multiple times. The story will change. The moment his defense lawyer shows up, just better know that everything we've heard from his mouth would change. And for that to happen, you will know that whoever is going to come on his side would have enough money to make sure that they stall this case and find the best way to get him out of it. So to the family of Salomi, prepare for it. Road to justice is far from over, and I don't trust this guy. I don't trust him, and I don't trust anybody who would take his side. I do not trust it. I don't. In his new interview with TVC, he pretty much gave clarity. He said that, yeah, he saw Salomi chatting with a guy and asked her to get the phone, and over time they were dragging the mobile phone, and that was when he claimed Salomi attacked him and gave him all the injuries in his body. Which is ironic, because I thought those injuries were given to you by the people who caught you with the head when they were beating you up. Now you're trying to tell us that it was Salomi who beat you up like this?
Did something. She was chatting with a boy, a guy. So I saw the chat on her phone. told her give me the phone. She refused. That was how the whole thing started. She refused to give me the phone. That was how the whole thing started. And in the process of collecting the phone from her, she was now trying to use weapon on me. This is where she used all the weapons on me. All these things were done by her. In the process of all these things were done from her, by her. My process of revenging, that's when I stabbed her neck.
Well, it was alleged that you cut her into pieces, and it's the best semblance with people who are into rituals. Some people are alleging that you did this for the purpose of rituals. Can you explain?
I wanted to discard the body so that nobody would find it. That was why I did that.
Come on, bro. But that is looking like the line of story he's trying to go. He's trying to make it look like it was self-defense. And I think whoever will come and defend him, we go through that path. But that wouldn't make sense because Salomi's real boyfriend, a guy named Maxwell, I think, has already spoken up on his last moments with Salomi. So this is believed to be Salomi and her actual fiancé or boyfriend, and he has expressed his disappointment with the whole thing. He's in shock, like he doesn't even believe that this has happened. And according to what I read, he and Salomi at the time, around that period of time, were just having small, boyfriend girlfriend issue over him not calling and she feeling that he does not miss her. One of those basic issues. And then they were supposed to meet on a Sunday, which I think the incident happened on a Friday, Saturday-ish. According to him, he believes that somewhere around the day Salomi was killed, he was chatting with the killer, Timileyin, because he felt that there was something Salomi said in the chat that did not sound like her. And to be honest with you, it does sound like Timileyin. The chat is not exactly screenshotted here. I couldn't find it, but according to him, in the middle of the night, he had a weird feeling because they had spoken earlier that day, but he was feeling a type of way. And this is what happens when you're a soulmate with somebody. You get to feel something when something is happening, but you just can't place it. So according to him, he came online and saw Salomi online and was like, "Wow, you're supposed to be sleeping. You told me you wanted to sleep. Why are you online?" And Salomi said, "No, I woke up to peace myself." First of all, he thought that this was a red flag, that this Salomi doesn't speak like this. Then the next text he gets from her reads, according to this what was said, it wasn't really clear. The next message from her was, "I now on my data by mistake." The English apparently had changed. And I think this was where Maxwell felt that something was off. And frankly speaking, given how we've heard Timileyin speak, given how we've heard him talk about she now married the Indomie, she now 9 zits, sounds like him. It sounds like he was chatting with Timileyin that night. Which meant that at this time, Salomi had already been killed. And Timileyin had gained access into her phone. And we are told that Salomi has a password into her mobile phone. So, which means that this boy had pretty much tortured this girl to get the password for the phone. It's just weird and honestly creepy in my opinion. I don't know how far the investigation has gone. I feel like the investigation is still ongoing because Timileyin is still claiming that they were dating. But Salomi's family don't believe him. They are still doubling down that this boy did not date Salomi, that this is still a case of one chance or one of those things that I don't even know what other angle they would look at it. And see, a lot of girls have come out. Many girls, a lot of people have reached, about 4 or 5 girls have reached out to me that this guy had chatted them up to invite them to his house. It seemed that he had attempted to invite multiple girls around the same period. A lot of chat had been released from these girls that he had reached out to. Some of these girls he met at the resort he worked. He managed the resort. That video of him dancing with one girl, we learned that that was a resort that he worked on as a manager or as a tour guide. So he had met a lot of girls there and he would take their phone number and later on chat them up and become friends with them of some sort, and then attempt to invite them to his house. This is kind of like his tactic. Some of them he will use the idea of music. You know, he's a gospel musician who sings, and so he uses that tactic to lure them into coming to spend time with him. Sometimes he will use the idea of taking them out. And I think the fact that a lot of these girls that had come forward with the chat with him all say something like, oh, it didn't work out. They all had a change of mind. They had a change of plan. Something came up. And when you look at it, since it's around this same period of time, it seems as though this boy was hungry for blood. It seems as though this boy was hungry for something. It's almost as if he was looking for a victim. That is what I feel. And unfortunately, Salomi happened to be the one girl who accepted his invitation. So there is that possibility that he and Salomi were probably not dating as we think. Maybe Salomi paid him a friendly visit under something that he may have promised her. At the same time, though, I still don't understand why he would want to lie about their relationship, to be very honest with you. Unless maybe he thought ahead of it, because he did claim he wanted to be caught. The thing is, maybe him claiming they were dating would help him argue crime of passion, and maybe that would come up as a defense case study in his situation, because it can't be a crime of passion if you guys are not dating and in love. So if his lawyer tries to do crime of passion kind of argument, they would have to prove that they were actually in love. And we're going to see phone text messages to prove that they actually did have a relationship. And if they did, unfortunately, the argument for crime of passion sort of holds water in a way. But I would not understand if it's crime. Like, I don't think it's crime of passion. I don't think this boy loved Salomi. Even if they knew each other, I don't think it's dating. Like, what exactly... For you to get angry that the girl you're with is chatting to another guy, you really have to have dated her for so long, probably bought her a car, bought her a house. But what could you have possibly done for her that would make you feel entitled to her that much? I don't believe it's crime of passion. I don't believe so. I still feel that there was something else he really wanted to do with that body. His claim now was that he wanted to discard it. For him to even have that confidence to do so, he probably knew that no one knew Salomi was in his house. And if you look at it very well, if Timileyin had succeeded in getting rid of Salomi's body, people would have been suspecting the actual boyfriend. She would have been a missing person, and people would have been suspecting the actual boyfriend. It's just a good thing that he got caught. If not, they would have accused Maxwell, that Maxwell, you were the one who did it. Because that is only you the family knows. They don't even know Timileyin. So if Timileyin had somehow gotten away with it, he would have gotten away with it so successfully that it would not come back to him. And I think Timileyin knew that it won't come back to him. For you to kill your so-called girlfriend in that manner and butcher her in that manner, you gotta have that confidence that nobody will look your way, that nobody would suspect you. So therefore, he knows that he is a secret boyfriend. So in that line of thoughts, is he really a boyfriend? Timileyin, would you really call her your? Were you really in love with her? Because in his early confession, he admitted that they don't see as often. He admitted that they see once in a while. So I don't know. And given the fact that he was chatting multiple girls up to come see him, I don't think this boy was ever dating Salomi. I'm starting to see reasons with the family. Yes, maybe he may have known Salomi, but I think Salomi was just one of those female friends that he probably I don't know. The point is, Exhibit 1 has been chatting up multiple girls, attempting to invite them to his house around this time. Exhibit 2, he had a lot of table sets, knives, and plastic bag already set in his house. Don't forget his WhatsApp status that we've talked about already on our YouTube. If you haven't seen it, check one of our videos, we talked about it. The WhatsApp status alone, that better come up in court. They better bring that WhatsApp status in court. And the fact that the family don't even know you, see, this boy we just have to watch. We just have to keep going with this case. I want to see where, I'm just going to wait for his defense to come up. I feel like more things will come up. There are still things that we still don't know. I don't think he was in love with her so badly that he felt hurt about her chatting another boy that he had to kill her and dismember her, and then still had access to her mobile phone to chat with the real boyfriend. I don't think so. I don't feel so. There could be more. So we just have to wait and see. I just wish that the family of Salomi don't get carried away. I understand that they're not financially best, but again, raise money. Use this momentum and beg the public to support your family. Now that people are listening, go do a GoFundMe, raise finances, raise enough money to fight that boy in court. Because once the news runs out, something big happens, everybody will forget about this. The next we'll be hearing about it will be small. And even if we get to talk about it, people's interest will drop. However, when you raise enough finances, you don't even need the public to help you fight. You don't need us to come and speak. Whatever their lawyer tries to do, your lawyer will be able to counter-do it, however way they want to fix that. So it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. This girl did not deserve to die the way she did. Sometimes some people are just bad luck. Like, some people are just bad luck. A lot of people have come for her talking about she was double dating. I don't know when double dating becomes an excuse to kill someone. Who doesn't? Is it sorry, Maxwell, if you're watching, I'm sure you're also double dating, but nobody has cut you into pieces. So even if she was, so what? Exactly. Like, what is the point of, oh, this is why you girls need to stick to one boy? Cut the crap. I don't think that is an excuse to justify somebody killing another man's child and cutting them into pieces. Even if she's dating 20 people, none of these 20 people have the right to kill her. It's just what it is. So let's cut that bull crap of, oh, she's double dating. So, okay, so, even if she was actually dating him, so, the only thing now is, for me, the really reason why I want to know if they were in a relationship is to justify the so-called crime of passion. If Salomi, and it is proven in court that she was never in a relationship with Timileyin, then this is a degree murder. This boy may have wanted to kill this girl for rituals, and that is a whole different case. But if they can prove their relationship in court, then it's a different angle. And I think that's the only relevance to her dating Timileyin as it stands to this crime. Other than that, let's stop that narrative of, oh, she should have stuck with one man. That is not an excuse, honestly. Don't think like that. Otherwise, you're just excusing murder. And we don't do that here. We just have to watch and see. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification button so whenever there's a new video, you'll be the first to get notified.